This is race day for Saturday, May 11th, 2013, sponsored by Arena. The third day of the Arena Grand Prix in Charlotte, North Carolina got swimming fans excited for what we could see in a few weeks at the USA Swimming World Championship trials in Indianapolis. There in the middle of it all, on deck of the Mecklenburg Aquatic Center, is David Reeder, and he joins us now to give us his thoughts on tonight's finals. David, it's good to see you again.
Hey, Jeff. Good to talk to you again, too. Yeah, it was a great day at Ultra Swim. I was really impressed with some of the swimming we saw. First and foremost, though, the crowd was juiced up tonight. Everyone was really excited to see some fast swimming, and it was an awesome atmosphere in there. Race of the night for me, I think it's that men's 50 freestyles. Just to see Anthony Irvin go 22-0, Cullen Jones and Marcelo Cherubini. Jones got off to that great start. He was out, he was moving, and then Irvin really came on in the middle of the race. And then at the end, Irvin's ahead, but here comes Cherubini, and it's a tight race, great times. I talked to Anthony Irvin after the race, and he seemed pretty pumped with the 22-0. You know, he knows it's not going to get him, you know, to win world champ trials or win world champs. He knows he has to go faster, but he seems pretty satisfied with where he is right now in his training, his life, and it was definitely good to talk to Tony. Didn't get a chance to catch up with Cullen Jones, but I think he was happy with that 22 low. Pretty darn good swim for him too. And then on the women's side, 50 free was a great race there too. Jessica Hardy on top in 25-1 or 25-0, excuse me, and then Romano and Madison Kennedy right behind her at 22-1. I mean, that 25-0 at this point in the season, again, really good swim, and it was a great race all the way through. Hardy seems like she's pulling away, but Romano and Kennedy just don't let her go. Kennedy now here in Charlotte at Swim Max, she got some local support, and the crowd was definitely excited for that 50 free. Probably one of the best races, I mean, was the women's 200 breaststroke. Annie Zhu coming from nowhere to beat Laura Sogar, who was just out too fast. She was definitely in position to win that race. Huge lead, and she was outsplit by a second on that last 50. And I mean, I'm sure Laura's not happy to do that. Times were 2:27s, pretty good. I actually talked to Rebecca Soni this morning, and we talked a little bit about how, you know, it's a different field in the 200 breast without her. And, you know, we're trying to see if one of those girls can step up, and if they can get down to 224, 223, that could be competitive, really, on the world stage. Some other races tonight, we had the 100 backstroke. And for the women, it was Romano coming right off the 50, a 00 mid. Great race for her. I saw Jack Bowerly on deck. He seemed pretty pleased with that. And then in the men's, we had Andrew Tiedites, who won NCAAs in the 200 back, but didn't even make the A final in the 100 back. And he went 54.5 to just beat out David Plummer and Ryan Murphy. And I talked to him afterwards. He's enjoying his coming out party. He says his 200 is a better event, which might make it a little scary for that 200 back tomorrow. But it was a pleasant surprise to see a name that, you know, we're hardly familiar with on the national stage getting in there and getting a win. We've also got the 400 freeze. Chloe Sutton put together a nice race, 409 low. And I talked to Chloe. She seemed happy with that, not as happy as with her lifetime best in the mile this weekend. But it was a solid race. She had a challenge early on, and at the end from Jillian Ryan, who really put the burners on and almost caught her. But Chloe pretty much in front the whole race, and it was Leah Smith at the beginning that was right with her, and then Ryan at the end. And it was cool. She held her off, which is something Sogar couldn't do in that 200 breast. And Chloe seemed pretty pleased just to get the win, put up a decent time. And then in that men's race, another swim, I was really impressed, actually, with Connor Yeager going 3:48.7. I think that's, I mean, obviously a fantastic in-season swim, and he's gotten a lot better coming down in the distances from the mile to the 400. He says even the 200 in college, because, you know, he was a miler at the Olympics last summer, won the 500 free at NCAAs, and now one of the top threats for the U.S. in that 400 free, and he beat out a stacked heat. Michael McBroom, Michael Klee, Matt McLean. That was a nice race, and Yeager pretty much in control this entire second half of that race. Also, Joe Schooling on fire again with a win in that 200 fly, 157. He also might have been out a little fast, kind of fell apart there that last 50. But Joe's using this meet. He's tapered for this meet. He definitely came in with goals in mind. And from talking to him yesterday, I think he's got to be pretty excited to be hitting his times the way he is. Other than that, though, really just an awesome night all around. Like I said, the crowd was fired up. Everyone in the building was fired up, and I mean, I'm obviously fired up. And it just some really fast swimming, and it was really fun to watch. Great meet this year, Jeff. I'm really glad I could be here. Thanks, and thanks for having me on.
Yes, it is always a great meet, and each year it never disappoints. Thanks so much, David, and we'll see you tomorrow. As we said, David is there on deck at the Arena Grand Prix, and he's been interviewing top athletes for us, and you can see those interviews on swimmingworld.tv. That will do it for today's edition of Race Day, sponsored by Arena. Tomorrow we'll wrap up competition at the Arena Grand Prix in Charlotte with the 200 IM, 200 back, and 100 free, as well as the women's 800 free and the men's 1500 free. David and I will be back tomorrow to bring you analysis from the meet, and we hope to see you then. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.